Hey Internet, Solidus here with another video, and this time we are going to be looking at a new Mechagon zone that is being added in 8.2. So when patch 8.2 releases, Mechagon is the second new zone opening up, and we know that it is going to be open from day one. So there is going to be no hanging around. You can go straight there and begin questing, collecting, and grinding all there is. But before we get into that, let's take a look at the island itself and what it's all about. So Mechagon is the capital city of the Mechanomes, which, if you've been keeping up with any of the news coming out of the PTR, is looking very likely that they are going to be an allied race, as there are some items being added that playable characters can use, labelled under Mechanomes, so that's very, very exciting. And Mechagon is led by the one and only King Mechagon. And as soon as you log into BFA on patch day, you're going to be given a quest. Now, this quest is, at the moment, given to you by Gazlo, and he is standing just outside of the Great Seal, and he will ask you to meet him over in Tirigard Sound, because the Alliance have found something. And you obviously don't want to miss out on this opportunity, so you are going to go and see what it's all about. Once making your way to the junkyard, you will be hiding behind this rock and you watch the Alliance come out and they start shouting about how they have found the amazing city of Mechagon. And after a few short quests inside, you then go back to Zuldazar and you have to recruit more goblins into your raiding party to venture out into Mechagon Island. Now, once there, and you've taken the submarine, again, there are some short quest lines, that's all it is, and it will see you meeting up with Prince Mechagon, King Mechagon's son, and he tells you how his father has gone mad and is basically reigning in terror across the island, and it is down to you to help them. And the Alliance are there as well, and as long as you stay amicable, you don't have to be friends, but as long as you just get on, you'll be fine. So when you get there first, your mission is going to be to build up the city of Rustbolt in order to progress through the rest of the quest lines. And the vast majority of all the questing will be collecting various resources that drop from all sorts of sources. There are boxes to smash, there are mobs to kill, there are quests to complete, which in turn you then hand in these resources to either quests or to machines that you are building in order to progress. Now, whilst you're progressing through this, you're going to notice that this isn't time gated. Hooray! No time gating. However, it's not going to be able to be completed all in one day. Now, this is because you need to gather plenty of resources to make your way through. Other people can contribute as well. So, essentially, this is down to how you play the game. And if you like grinding, if you like collecting stuff, handing it in, and just working something towards an end goal, then this island is going to be great for you, because there, like I say, there is no time gating involved. It is all down to how much you play. Now, this is really, really good in my opinion, because it is another option and it's another way for people to play this game. So far, my initial impressions of this island is it's very good, and I can see it being an absolute nightmare, whilst being a lot of fun with war mode on, which I'll come on to in just a moment. But essentially, if you want to grind something, then go at it, and if you don't, then feel free to take your time in getting there. So you will also have a new reputation to build up in the form of the Rustbolt Rebellion. Now, we do know that this is just one of the reputations that you are going to need to get to revered in order to unlock Pathfinder Part 2, which will allow you to fly. So it's very similar to the Pathfinder achievements in Legion. So expect to complete this in around 2 to 3 weeks if you play fairly regularly. You can as well, because on the PTR, if you have the inscription skill, you can create contracts for the Rustbolt Rebellion. So you can pick up a contract as well to help speed up this process. And Blizzard have also confirmed that you are going to be able to fly on Mechagon Island itself, which is a great move. However, again, in war mode, this can prove interesting if people are flying around and can just pounce on you if you are out on your own. So the island itself is a little bit bigger than the Timeless Isles. However, it doesn't seem to be as vertically challenged as the Timeless Isle, so it could potentially feel smaller whilst playing. I love the island. I think it looks great. There are various zones. The look and feel of each of the zones is really, really good, and I think they've spent a lot of time on making this look the part. It really does feel like you are in a city made by gnomes with the technology, the look and feel of it. The sound is great, so top notch to them. It kind of gives me a bit of a Fallout feel to it. It's very, very, very good. Like I said, it is going to be a fully PvP enabled zone if you have war mode turned on. Now, given that you're going to be hunting for resources constantly, killing rares, and searching for numerous secrets across the island, you can expect to see battles going on constantly in order for a given faction to get what they need. Now, in essence, this sounds great. However, it could potentially cause issues, as we all know that server stability has not been the best when large numbers of players are in the same zone, and lag has been a problem. And when I say it hasn't been the best, it hasn't been playable for me when I have been questing and there are faction assaults on and there is two large groups of Horde and Alliance going at it. The game is literally unplayable. So we're going to have to wait and see. Obviously, we're probably not going to see that in PTR because there's not as many people logged on. But here's hoping it works and they've sorted it out. I'm not holding my breath, and ultimately this will potentially mean that people are just going to turn war mode off fairly quickly if that does happen. So that's the premise of Mechagon. Let's have a look how it actually works. So questing. The first thing that you notice is that the quests don't appear on your map like normal. There are some. When I first logged in, I wasn't expecting to see any, given what Blizzard said in the announcement. There are some. However, you do actually have to go out and find them. Now, this is something I really like the sound of, as it is actively encouraging you to go out into the open world and find things to do. It's adding a sense of exploration. It's almost RPG-like, which is something sorely missing from the game, in my opinion. And as you gain around, you'll see these quests just randomly appear, which you can then complete and turn in for reputation and for resources. Now, after a while, these quests do turn into mostly collecting resources from mobs and rares that appear. So it could potentially get monotonous. But again, if the grinding is something that you are into, then go at it. Blizzard have also shared with us that Mechagon is going to have the most amount of secrets per square inch in the game. So you are going to have to figure out how to spawn certain rares through interacting with different objects on the island. There's going to be items that work in a certain way. Hopefully there's going to be some unique drops and mounts, and maybe even a hive mind style secret that'll keep the WoW secret finding community busy for a while. If you've had a look at anything on the PTR, there are loads of items that you can get from Mechagon. The mounts look pretty impressive for me as well, and ultimately the one mount that everybody's talking about, and there's one that I am absolutely going to be going for, is the Mechagono wheel mount, which looks amazing. All in all, this is looking to be a fun zone that allows you to play how you want, and by grinding the resources allows you to make it easier for you in the long run. My main concern for this island, though, is how it will play out in practice. Are the quests, secrets and resources going to end up being predictable? Are they going to be uninteresting? Is there going to be a pattern that ends up becoming mindless quite quickly? Or will they stay random and require to explore constantly in order to farm enough resources? I guess only time is going to tell with this, but I am hopeful that the rewards are going to be compelling enough to keep you going. You're also going to be introduced to Pascal, a robot that you're able to collect schematics from your quests, which in turn allow you to build stuff yourself. So examples of this are grenades that you can use to throw at mobs to help you get them down quicker. There is a question of whether these are going to work on the enemy faction. I am unsure yet. We haven't seen everything and I haven't been testing it. I've just been too busy running around. Because ultimately you could be wandering around minding your own business when either a grenade gets lobbed in, or if one of the turrets that has been built starts shooting at you. It could make the larger population battles more interesting or more annoying, but it is just something to bear in mind. Now on to mounts. We mentioned one earlier on. Pascal will allow you to build your own Mechagono. Very, very plain, rusty Mechagono from the get-go. However, there are multiple colours that you can collect to customise your mount, which again is something I am really, really happy with in patch 8.2. They seem to be giving you a lot more customisation, something to make you a bit more unique. It all depends on how many there is and where you're going to get these from, but that option is there. You are also going to get the wheel mount, so we've spoken about this already. In my opinion, it looks absolutely amazing and is definitely something that I'm going to want to get. Now, we do know how to receive this mount. Is you need to complete the achievement Mechagon that goes with Mechagon, and you need to complete all of the meta achievements inside there, and there is a lot to get. So you need to work your way through this, but for me that reward is totally worth it, and it means that you're going to be getting the most out of this content for you. Although I'm not quite sure how you're going to be able to put inflatable shoes on a wheel, so we'll have to wait and see on that. There's a ton of new rewards for you to collect, including toys, pets, and more mounts. All in all, it's shaping up to be something which allows you to play at your own pace. And there's a lot there for your money. Now, we also know that there is going to be a new mega dungeon that comes with Mechagon. At the time of testing, this wasn't available to me, so I haven't been able to test that, though I think I'm going to leave that for another video, but that will be coming soon. One last thing to add in this is something different that they're doing with trinkets. Blizzard have gone down a different route with a trinket that you can get very, very early on. It's one of the quests in Rust Bolt, and the trinket is called the Pocket-Sized Computational Device. There's no stats on it. However, there are 3 sockets. There's a red, a yellow, and a blue socket. Now, what this does is it allows you to collect different punch cards through questing, through drops. I believe in the mega dungeon there's going to be 1 or 2 that you can pick up from looting the bosses and such, and each one of them will have different stats or potentially different effects on as well. So what this will allow you to do is customize your own trinket. Again, more player choice, something which I am really, really fond of, and it allows you to play the game in the way in which you want. What's going to be interesting is how this keeps up over time. So when I tested this on PTR, the trinket dropped at 385 eye level. Now, my trinkets are already 410, 415, so I'm assuming that this is going to lift throughout the game and you're going to be able to upgrade it somehow. Because if not, then it's pretty much going to be null and void at the start, so that would be pointless. But yet again, it's Blizzard trying something different. So with the trinket, with the way that the quests are working, with the amount of secrets in here, the look and feel of this island, I think Mechagon already is shaping up to be something which is well worth doing. The question for me, though, is how long is it going to feel like that? Because if these quests start to feel monotonous, or if you just don't like grinding, then this system and this island is probably going to get very, very tiring very quickly for you. So there you go. That was just a general overview of Mechagon. I'm really happy with it. I hope you are too. Let me know what you think in the comments below. We've got more content from patch 8.2 PTR coming up very, very soon. And I hope to see you in the next video. Thank you very much for watching.